everyone, welcome to Code Leaks. This is Mariam Anwar. Before getting into the video, I would like you to visit our website. It contains quite helpful stuff regarding different software technologies like HTML, CSS, Python, JavaScript, and many more. In this video, I will explain how to increase session timeout in PHP. But first, we should know what are sessions. In PHP, sessions are maintained to check if the user is active or not. When you work on an application, you just open it and do some changes and then close it. The time duration you were active on that application is called as session. What actually happens is the PHP session gets expired when you close the browser or after a default time. The default time is usually 24 minutes, but it actually depends on your server configuration. What you can do is you can manually increase session timeout in PHP. So in this video, I will be telling how to increase session timeout in PHP. Let's just take a simple example of a login form from where a user can log in to their account. For this, we need a database. So as you can see on your screen, I am just creating a simple database for the demo purposes in PHP My Admin Server with the name Authentication. The table name is users and I am creating two columns. One is named as username and the other one is named as password. It will be having the list of all registered username along with their passwords. After creating the table, I am going to add the values in the columns. In the username, I will be giving Code Leaks and the password will be 123cl098. This is just for the example purposes. Now, first we need to establish our connection with the database. After creating the database, now locate the folder where you have installed XAMPP and open the htdocs folder. XAMPP uses folders in htdocs to execute and run your PHP sites. So, as we have named the folder Code Leaks, in the Code Leaks, I am going to create a new PHP file and name it as dbconnection.php. And save it. Okay, now start the code to establish the connection with the database. Okay, the reason for creating a separate database connection file is if you want to create multiple files in which you want to insert data or select data from the databases. You don't need to write the code for database connection every time. You just use the custom include function in the PHP and you can call this function whenever you want to use it. The first thing I have mentioned is the server name. It is the host where your server is running and it is usually localhost. Second, we have the username as root and the password is the same that you have to use to access your PHP My Admin Server. Next up we have DB name, that is the database name, the name of your database which we have created in this tutorial. That was authentication. Okay, I have just created an object that is MySQLi connection and given the parameters as username, server name, password, the database name. Next step, I am going to use one conditional statement, that is if. So if the connection is successful, I will be echoing the connection open, and else if the connection is not successful or it is failed, then I will be echoing connection failed. Now open your browser and go to localhost and edit the URL as Code Leaks, that was the folder name in htdocs, and the file name dbconnection.php. Okay, you should see this screen, that is connection open. So our connection is successful with the database. Next up, we will create another PHP file, that is the main file login.php. It will be having a simple login form. User has to enter his or her credentials to be able to access the home page of the website. I have mentioned the title as login page, and in the link I have given the reference for a style sheet, that is CSS style sheet. Next step, in the body I am having the ID as form. In the form tags I will be giving the action attribute as session.php, and the method will be declared as post. The first label of the login form is username, and below the username we will be having a field to enter the username. So the input type is text that we will be entering, and the ID will be user and the name is username. Okay. Next step, we have another label for this login form, that is password. Okay, now input type for the password field is password, and the ID will be pass, and I am giving the name as password. Okay. Now we just need a button for this form to get submitted. So the input type is submit. The ID for the submit button is button, and the name I will be giving is btn button. Okay, the value is login. Okay, in this way we have created our login form. For the proper styling of the login form, I have created the CSS file. I have already linked my login form to this file. So for the body color, I am setting background color as white. I have mentioned the code. And next step, we have form. I have mentioned the form ID, and we will set the border as solid gray color in 4 points. The width of the form will be 20%. Afterwards, I am setting the border radius as 5 points. And next step, we will set margin, background, padding, background as white again. Okay, and in the padding I will be giving as 50 points. Okay, now we have a button in our login form. So what I'm gonna do is I will be styling that button. The color will be white, and the background color of the button is blue. After that, padding is 10 points, and the margin I'm setting to left is 70%. That white color padding and margin is for the content inside the button. Okay, now save the CSS sheet and run the login form so that we can see the styling we have done. Next step, we will run our login form, and upon entering the details we have got an error. Okay, now it's time to create a session file. We will create sessions in this file. What happens is when a user clicks on login button, credentials are matched with our database record to find whether the user is registered or not. Here we have used include function to include the database connection file here. Now I am using if condition to set form fields data on the button with the help of post method values in PHP. In these values we have username, and next we will be having in post method value the password. Okay, username and password were the two fields of our login form. Here we will be using the MySQL select query. You can see the statement that is simple, like select star, that is static. Now from users, where username is $UN, we have actually assigned this in the above line, and for the password we have $pass. The next post value is data, that is the MySQL query that will be fetched. So in the parameter I will be giving the connection and the query. And next is the total. In this value, we will be having the number of rows in our database. That will be the data, okay, that I have mentioned in the parameter. So now I am using the condition if the total, that is the number of rows, is not equals to 0, then our session will be started. To begin a new session, simply call the PHP session_start function. It will create a new session and generate a unique session ID for the user. You can store all your session data as key value pairs in the $session super global array. So the stored data can be accessed during lifetime of a session. What we have done is, when the authorization is true, we will set a session variable, that is $session, and we will take here start. That will be initialized to store the time of login. Another variable will be having expire to calculate the time which we will use to destroy our session. So here we will multiply our 40 minutes with 60 to convert them into seconds. You can change the value 40 minutes as per your requirement. Here I am doing this for the demo purpose. It is then directed to the home page of the website. Note that we have increased the session time. That's why we have kept it for 40 minutes. Otherwise, the default time for the session time is around 20 minutes. Okay, now what I will be doing is, I will set the else condition as if the password and the username is not correct, then there will be an alert, that is username or password is invalid. Now closing the tags and finishing up the code, I will save this code. It's time to create the home page where our login form will be redirected. So we will use the include function to include the database connection file in this home page, and afterwards we will be having the session start function. So what happens is, on the home page, the session start function is called to maintain the session. It allows us to fetch session variables from the page. Next step, we will have if statement. The if statement is maintained to check that someone is not directly access the page without login. If this is the case, then the URL will automatically redirect to the login page, as I have mentioned in the header, that is location in the login page, login.php. And else what will happen, if the user is already logged in, then the current time is stored in a variable $current time. You can see on the screen $current time is equals to time. So with the if statement, what I am trying to do is, the current time should not exceed the desired timeout which we have calculated previously in login.php page. When the duration exceeds, the session is destroyed and it is redirected to the login page. So in the header, I have mentioned the location as login.php. I hope it's clear. Now I am writing the HTML code for the home page. So if the user will get logged in successfully, he or she will be having the screen with this code. I am mentioning the title as home page and the body, inside the body the div, and in the class I have few attributes. After that I am linking this home page to the logout file. Okay, we have not created the logout file yet, but we will create it in the end. So I have already connected it to the logout.php, and you can see I am just writing the logout. So there is a submit button that will work for the logout.php file, and in the end I am just mentioning some text that is welcome to the home page, and yay, you are successfully logged in. Okay, these two lines will be the happy lines in the output. Okay, so our code for the home page ends here. Okay, let's get back to the login.php file, as I want to add few lines in the code. That is, we have to connect our login page to the database connection file. So I have used the function include, and I have included dbconnection.php file, and the session will be started with this function, and afterwards I am giving the condition as if it will get authorized. That was true. So where will it gets directed? It will be getting directed to the home page. So as we have created home page already, now when we get logged in successfully, we will get there in the home page. Lastly, we will create a logout.php file. It will be having the PHP logout script, which is used when anyone wants to log out from the page, that is the home page, before the session timeout. Otherwise, the user will get logged out automatically. So where the user will get redirected after logout is the login page. So I am mentioning header as location login.php. Save the file, and it's time to check the output. So opening the localhost, this is our login page, entering the username CodeLeaks and the password as 123CL098. Login, and this is the home page. You can see logout button, welcome to the home page, and you have successfully logged in. Upon clicking on logout, we have logged out. So now checking what if we enter the wrong username and password. You can see we have alert here, that is username or password is invalid. You can remember we have mentioned this in our code in the session.php file. I'm just doing a simple editing because I want when I click OK after the alert, we will get back to the login page. You can see on the screen. Now let's do a simple experiment. I am getting logged in again to show you something. So now you are on home page, and we have increased the session time as 40 minutes. Okay, now you can see upon reloading the page, I am not getting logged out. I am on the home page because the session time is 40 minutes. What I am going to do here is I will decrease the session time to 10 seconds. Okay, so now let's get logged in again. Log CodeLeaks and password. Okay, now wait for 10 seconds. You can count them: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, and upon reloading we have logged out. Can you see? Now go to the code and change the time to 40 seconds. Okay, this is the experiment actually to show you how session works. So now I'm getting logged in again, and now if you will count like 10 seconds, it will not getting logged out upon reloading the page. You can see upon reloading it is not getting logged out. I'm now doing some changes in the session.php file, because you can place an upper limit on the session time by modifying those criteria if the sessions are enforced with cookies, which they almost certainly are. So I have mentioned 3600 seconds, that is almost 60 minutes session time. So we have used the functions, and now let's get logged in. After getting logged in, you can see when we will reload the page, it will not get logged out. Why? Because the session time is 60 minutes. Let's make it more interesting now. What you have to do is give 30 seconds time limit to the session expiry, and in the global cookies parameters give it for 15 seconds. Now log in, enter the credentials and logged in. Okay, I have started the timer. We will check how the home page will react. Upon 15 seconds we will check reloading the page. Okay, it has not logged out. It means the cookies parameter function did not work, but after 30 seconds upon reloading it gets logged out. That I have mentioned in the session expiry. I hope now it's clear to you how session works. Even when you don't submit the logout button, you get logged out upon reloading the page because session gets expired. So this is how you can increase or decrease the session timeout in PHP.
Okay, so that's all for today's topic. For more details, you can visit our website and YouTube channel. The link is mentioned in the description box below. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and share. And yes, press the bell icon for latest updates. If you have any query, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Thank you.